Welcome back, and now I'm at this stage where I'm putting varnish on these mounted prints. These are a series of smaller ones, and as you can see, the board is raw at the moment. This is Russian birch, deep panel. It's 12 by 4 inches, and the print has been mounted on and left overnight. I've cut off the selvage, the edges, and sanded the edge lightly. And now it's ready to be varnished. So basically what I have is, what I use is a product called, just seeing if you can see that in the camera. It's made by a company called Nova Color Paint. Comes from the States, and it's very economical and good quality. So this is just exterior varnish, and I prefer that because it doesn't smell, and I can just work in the studio where it's nice and warm and it dries. So I use just a little paint tray, and I'm just going to add a little bit more varnish because I'm running out. I've been varnishing a few of these. This is the last of the little ones, and when it's dry, I will add probably 2 more coats. I do the front and the sides, and it's basically just like you would do any painting with a roller. This is a foam roller, and if you can get it on the right consistency, it leaves a nice sort of stippled finish, which I like. So that might be not your preference, but anyway, so all ready to go, and we just start. And of course these little pieces are like the width of the roller. So I try to work quickly because you don't want the varnish sort of getting tacky before you're finished. And for the first coat, I just basically want to make it even enough so I don't have any little lines or lumps or bumps. And I just want to make sure I get it completely covered. So I usually start with the front, but you'll see as we go along, when I start to do the sides, you'll end up with a little lip of extra varnish quite often. So with that, I just come back gently with the roller and just take it off. So good lighting is essential, because then you can see, especially when you're working with a clear edge like this, you can see where the varnish is by the shine. So yeah, that's not too bad for that one. I don't really have to go over that yet, but I don't usually get away with doing a whole piece without having to come back and grab the leftovers at the edge. It just depends on how much pressure you put on the roller. So now it's actually accumulating on the back side. So that's another thing. When you put this down, just remember to move it around a bit so it doesn't end up getting stuck to the surface that you put it on. In this case, my paper table cover. Now I'm just going along that edge. This is looks white right now, but it's going to be completely clear when it dries. So as long as the pattern of the varnish looks okay, then you're right, you are okay. So little short sizes, only 4 inches wide. I'm just going to turn that around. And again, when you're holding it in the light, you can kind of see areas that may have been missed, or maybe there's a big blob somewhere. You want to catch that before it dries. So like I say, this is the first layer, and I'm just picking up that edge again. Now I've sort of put that much on, so okay, before this dries, here we go. And I have to sort of get this consistent. And it's just practice, really. I've only started doing this way of varnishing, but I actually like it. It's pretty successful, and like I say, I really like the finish on it when it's done. So all of these have their first coat now, and you can see that looks kind of milky, you know, in the light, but that will be completely clear and just dry with a nice little texture. And with the second and third coat, you're sure to cover the entire surface. And it's nice if you can actually get more than, you know, it's ideal if you can get 3 nice coats. Now I just noticed that it was kind of accumulating along that edge, so same thing on this side from that last roll I did on the top. So just check it out before you put it down. It's a bit of a back and forth thing. You know, you take it off one edge and then it gets on the other. But I'm just gently running the roller along there. And I think that'll be okay. By the time it dries, should be good. So now I'll show you one that this is basically dry, but you probably can't see in the camera, but I can see some little tiny spots that didn't really, where the varnish didn't totally soak in there. So it's in here, you know, so that's the reason why we do so many coats. I mean, 1 really does it, but 3's better. So you want the whole thing sealed. And incidentally, even on the back of these boards, before the first preparation is to seal the back of the board just with some diluted glue. And then you know that you've got a completely sealed piece that won't be susceptible to moisture. So that's it.